اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق وهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره مقدار العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. الحمد لله رب العالمين. أفضل الصلاة وتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ورضي الله تعالى عن السادة التابعين علماء عاملين وأئمة أربعين مجتهدين مقلديهم إلا يوم الدين. أما بعد. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This concludes the chapter on fasting in the month of Ramadan from the Risala of Imam Ibn Abi Zayd Qayrawani al-Maliki, according to the Amal of Ahl Medina. This is the chapter on part of the chapter on Eid al-Fitr and the Eid Salah. Babul Zakatul Fitr. وزكاة الفطر سنة واجبات فرضها رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Zakatul Fitr is a sunnah wajiba, farida. It's a compulsory sunnah that was ordered, but it's ordered and made compulsory by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. على كل كبير أو صغير, on the great, on the majority of the Muslims and the minority of the Muslims. ذكر أو أنثى, on the men and the women, on the males or the females. حر أو عبد من المسلمين, you know what I'm saying, of the free or the slaves of the Muslims, of all the Muslims. صاعًا عن كل نفس بصاع نبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. And it is for each person to give a sa'a of the capacity of the sa'a of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The sa'a is 4 muds. A mud is the two blessed Mubarak hands of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, cupped like this. And one of these is a mud, and 4 muds is a sa'a. All right. وتؤدى من جل عشر أهل ذلك بلد من بر أو شعير أو سلط أو تمر أو أقيت أو زبيب أو دخن أو درات أو أرز وقيل. And it is from among the common foods in each country, whatever the common food is in each country, whether it be wheat, barley, ordinary barley, salt, dates, cooked cheese, raisins, millet, sorghum, or rice. إن كان على قوتا قوم أخرجت منه وهو حب صغير يقرب من خلقة بري. And this is in an opinion, if the alis is the food of the inhabitants of a given country, the zakat from the break of the fast may be taken on this food that consist of small grains like wheat. Also, even though the text doesn't mention paying his compensation of Eid al-Fitr with money, but there's a narration where the companions, they paid money for Zakatul Fitr as well. But the text does not touch on this. This text touches on the general practice of what was practiced among the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the companions. ويخرج عن العبد سيده وصغيره لا مال له يخرج عنه والده ويخرج رجل زكاة الفطر عن كل مسلمين تلزمه نفقاته وعن مكاتب تبيه وإن كان لا ينفق عليه لأنه عبد له بعد. So Zakatul Fitr is paid for the slave by his master, and for the one under age of puberty who does not own any property, by his father. All right. Everyone must pay this zakat. Pay this tax for any zakat for any dependent Muslim living with him, and for his contractual freed man, even if he does not free him, because the mukatab is not a slave. So what is mentioned here is that the slave, his Zakatul Fitr is paid by his master. The father pays Zakatul Fitr for everyone in his household that's up under his care, that is under puberty. The one who is in puberty, not just the basic mukhalaf, but an adult, a real adult, where they taking care of their family and not, they're paying their dues or whatever. They pay zakat. They have to pay Zakatul Fitr. Their father is not responsible for them. So most of my ibns, they're grown men. I don't pay Zakatul Fitr for them. Most of my daughters are not mukallaf. They're not mukallaf, except for two. One's a grown woman, has her own family, husband, children, my grandchildren, and one in high school. That's mukallaf. But not working, so I would pay for her. All my four smaller children, I pay Zakatul Fitr for them. My wife, I pay Zakatul Fitr for her. Her children, I pay Zakatul Fitr for them. They under my care. The one who is a freed man who contracted his own freedom, he pays his zakat. He pays his Zakatul Fitr. ويستحب إخراجها إذا طلع فجر من يوم الفطر ويستحب فطر فيه قبل غدو إلا مصلى وليس ذلك في أضحى ويستحب في عيدين أن يمضي من طريق ويرجع من أخرى. It says it is advised to carry to pay the Zakatul Fitr from the dawn of the day of breaking of the fast, meaning that before you pray Salatul Eid, the Zakatul Fitr must be paid and distributed. This is what extinguishes your obligation on paying Zakatul Fitr. When the Zakatul Fitr reach the hand of those who are in need of it. When it reach the hand of those who are in need of it, then your obligation on paying Zakatul Fitr has been paid. Not when you put it in the zakat in the sadaqah or zakat box in the masjid or whatever. It's paid once it reaches the hands of the people who need. So if you pay Zakatul Fitr, you pay your Zakatul Fitr before 3 days or 5 days before Salatul Eid. That way, if you put it in the zakat box, the masjid that you paid it at, they distribute the zakat. They distribute the Zakatul Fitr to those who are needed, so that people that have paid the Zakatul Fitr, their obligation of paying it has been fulfilled. It is recommended to break your fast before going to the Salatul Eid, before going to the Eid, going to the Masala, which is not the case for the feast of the sacrifice, for the Eid al-Adha. Eid al-Adha is different. Eid al-Adha, you fast. You wake up, eat a suhoor, you fast to the and you go pray the Salatul Eid, and you break your fast if you intend to make a sacrifice, a udhiyah. Then you break your fast after you make the udhiyah. If you don't intend to make a udhiyah, then after you pray the Salatul Eid or Adha, then you break your fast. However, for one, as for the other, it is advisable that the Muslim should go there on one path. Go to the Salatul Eid through one path, and go home through another path. So the proof of you going to the Salatul Eid, the witnesses on the way, and the witnesses on the way back. Talking about the witnesses of the unseen. You know what I'm saying? That is clarified and proven that, so you went to go fulfill this obligation of Salatul Eid, and you paid the zakat. Now, the last portion is Salatul Eid. Babul fi Salatul Eidaini wa takbirin ayyama minna. It says this is the prayer of the two Eids, and the takbir of the days of the days in Minna. Salatul Eidaini sunnatu wajibatu yakhruju laha imamu wan nasu dahwatan بقدر ما إذا وصل حنات صلاة. وليس فيها أذان ولا إقامة فيصلي بهم ركعتين. It says the prayer of the two Eids is a sunnah wajibah. It's an obligatory sunnah. It's obligatory sunnah. The Imam and the Muslims come out of their homes to gather after the sunrise, after Salatul Fajr, and to arrive at the place at the time of the prayer. It contains neither an adhan nor an iqama. And the Imam performs with the Muslims 2 rakats. The 2 rakats would consist of yaqra'u fihima jahran bi ummil Quran, with the al-Fatiha wa sabihu isma rabbika a'ala, with Suratul A'la, wa shamsi wa duhaha wa bahrihima, with Suratul Al-A'la, or Surah Suratul Duha, ويكبر في أول سبعا قبل قراءة يعود فيها تكبيرة إحرام. Is that the first rakat? In the first rakat, the Imam, he says he says the takbir 7 times before reciting the Quran recitation. Allahu Akbar, and you raise your takbir, raise your hands once. But in the Amal Ahlul Medina, the recitation of the 7 takbirah is sufficient, even if you don't raise the hands. You know what I'm saying? That's the obligation of opening the Eid Salah. But if you raise your hands, you raise the Takbir Ihram, raise your hands 1 time, Allahu Akbar, and then 6 times, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, 6 times after raising the hands. So all together 7 times the first rakat. وفي ثانيات 5 تكبيرات لا يعد فيها تكبيرات قيام. And in the beginning of the second in the second rakat, the Imam he says takbirah 5 times, 5 takbirah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, 5 times. وفي كل ركعتين سجدتين ثم يتشهد ويسلم ثم يرقى منبر ويخطب ويجلس في أول خطباته ووسطها ثم يصرف ويستحب أن يرجع من طريق غير طريق التي أتى منها والناس كذلك. And the 7 is not including the 1. The 5 is not including the 1. He must say on rising out of sujood. Each rak'ah has 2 prostrations. Then he says the tashahhud, and finally the taslim. Then he climbs on the minbar and makes the khutbah. He sits at the beginning and in the middle of it, and then he finishes. It is recommended to take a different path going back home. This recommendation also applies to the Muslims. وإن كان في أضحى خرج بأضحيته إلا مصلى فذبحها أن نهارها ليعلم ذلك الناس فيذبحون بعده وليذكر الله في خروجه من بيته في فطر وأضحى جهرا حتى يأتي مصلى إمام والناس كذلك فإذا دخل الإمام للصلاة قطعوا ذلك يكبرون بتكبير إمام في كتباته وينصتون له فيما سوى ذلك. And that, this is talking about the Eid al-Adha, and I'm gonna, just for the purpose, because I'm going over both Eids, this whole benefit of the chapter, but also it's gonna be mentioned in the Hajj section about the two Eids as well. It is the Eid of the sacrifice, Eid al-Adha. The Imam will go with his sacrificial animal to the Masala, to the place where the prayer is going to be prayed at. The Eid prayer is going to be prayed there. There he shall slaughter his animal. He shall do his udhiyah by cutting his chin, the jugular vein, in such a way that the Muslims have knowledge of it on how it's done. Now, on how it's done, and then they slaughter all of the animals that they make udhiyah for all of the animals. Now, to make udhiyah for a lamb or goat, you cut the jugular vein. You can also make udhiyah for a camel and others like the camel, which is not a jugular vein. I forgot the name of it. But you know what I'm saying? You hit them at the base of their neck, at the base of the neck where the neck connects at the body. And I forgot the name of it. Subhanallah, Subhanallah. But it's like a jab. You know what I'm saying? Jab at this point right here, and all the blood comes out. But the same method applies for slaughtering anything. The animal has to be calm. Doesn't have to, have to keep hot. You have to hide the utensil, the knife, and you make the udhiyah. Inshallah ta'ala. I pray Allah Ta'ala able me to remember the term for the slaughter for the camel or the lamb or any animal, alhamdulillah, animal of that regard, of that sort. The Imam The Imam, he says Bismillah when he leaves his house on his way to the Eid al-Fitr or the Eid al-Adha until he arrives to the Musalla. The Muslims will do the same. When the Imam comes to the Salat Musalla, they shall stop invoking Allah, and they shall repeat the takbirah of the Imam during the khutbah, and remain silent apart from it. You see, the takbirah meaning when you leave your house, you say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd. And for the Eid al-Fitr, when Eid al-Fitr comes in, you cite the Hilal for Shawwal, or Ramadan is 30 days. When you wake up, you can recite the takbir after Maghrib. After Maghrib, and you recite it after Isha, and you recite it after Fajr, and you recite it on the way to the Eid Salah, and while you're waiting for the Imam to ascend the minbar, and reciting the takbirah. With Eid al-Adha, you begin the takbirah after Maghrib, when the next day is Eid al-Adha, after you fast Arafat. When you break your fast, you make the takbirah from Maghrib to the fourth, Asr, Asr after Asr on the fourth day. On the fourth day. So after Maghrib, then the day of the Eid prayer, then 2 days after, then Eid end the no, not on the fourth day. You end the takbirah on the third day, which is the fourth day, which is after Asr. When Maghrib comes in, then it begins the fourth day. فإن كان أيام نهر فليكبر ناس دبور صلوات من صلاة الظهر من يوم النهر إلا صلاة الصبح من يوم الرابع منه وهو آخر أيام منا يكبر إذا صلاة الصبح ثم يقطع وتكبير دبور صلوات الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر وإن جمع مع تكبير تهليلا وتحميدا فحسن يقول إن شاء ذلك الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر ولله الحمد. وقد رؤي عن مالك هذا وأول وكل وصع وأيام معلومة أيام النهر ثلاثة وأيام معذوذة أيام منا وهي ثلاثة أيام بعد يوم النهر. It says during the days of the Eid al-Adha, the Imam, the Muslims say the takbirah directly after the prayers, from the Dhuhr on the first day of the Eid until the Subh on the fourth day, which is the last day of Minna. They will say the takbir in the prayer for the Subh of the fourth day, and then they will stop saying it. The takbir immediately following the prayer is in the formula Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. They will do well to add this if they want tahleel and tahmid. they will say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The ta'alil, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, and tahmeed. Walillahil ham. This is the traditional report. This is the sunnah reported by Imam Malik, both with regard to the first part of this shurut as the rest. But for all discretion is left to the Muslims. The specific days are the 3 days of the Eid al-Adha and the counted days are the days of Minna. That is 3 days after the first day of Udhiyah, the first day of the sacrifice. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. The conclusion, and this is the conclusion. This is the shurut for the two Eids. وغسل للعيدين حسن وليس بلازم ويستحب فيهما طيب وحسن من الثياب. It says making ghusl is recommended for both Eids, but it's not mandatory. The use of attar, perfumes, is also recommended on these occasions, and wearing your best clothes, wearing your best garments, your best beautiful clothes. So this concludes the Risala, fasting in Ramadan, and all of the shurut that is mentioned in the fasting, regards to what validates the fast, what invalidates the fast, the Zakatul Fitr, the Zakatul Fitr, the two Eids, the Eids and Itikaf. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati ma yasifun wa salamun ala mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin wa salatu wassalam ala rasulil kareem. Ameen. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatih lima uqlaka wa khatimi lima sabaka nasr al-haq bil haq wa hadi ila siratikal mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadrihi maqdarihi al-azim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. May Allah Ta'ala give everyone the fortitude to fast this month of Ramadan, even though we are experiencing a pandemic and people are panicking. People who are affected by the fact that many of the masjids are closed. Many of us, so we don't have the spiritual fortitude to pray Salatul at home. Many of us, we need to go to the masjid to pray Salatul. Many of us, we need to review and read the book of Allah every day in the month of Ramadan. Even if you don't complete the reading of the whole Quran in the month of Ramadan, read something from the Quran every day in this month, If you don't read the Quran throughout the whole year, please dedicate yourself to reading something of the Quran outside of the prayer. If you stop praying, come back to the Salah. If you stop fasting and you haven't fasted in a while, come back to the fast. Come back to character transformation. Come back to applying these sciences of the deen and make this deen a way of life for you, not just a religion. Yes, it has religious principles, but Islam is a total upright way of life. And our goal is to try to be upright. And if we can't be upright, then we have to strive to be upright. I mean, we have to keep trying. We have to keep putting in effort. We got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? If we want Allah Ta'ala's help, we got to try to go. Got to try to go to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and gain His help. We want Allah Ta'ala's pleasure. We got to try to go to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to gain His pleasure. You know, we got to try to restrain ourselves from the things that we like that are not beneficial for our hereafter. We must do these things. We want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. Allah Ta'ala is all forgiving, most merciful, but He's also shadidul iqab. He's also swift in punishment and reckoning. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is worthy of all of our acts of mu'amalat, worship, and outside of worship. All of this is supposed to be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's worthy of it. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need our worship. He doesn't need our sacrifice. He's not in need of anything. He's needless. But we need Allah. We need Allah Ta'ala's help. We need Allah Ta'ala's mercy. We need Allah Ta'ala to be pleased with us. I mean, we need Allah Ta'ala to forgive us our sins without reckoning. You know what I'm saying? To give all of us the level of forgiveness to where we commit a sin, and Allah Ta'ala turned the sin into a good deed, and He overlooked and pardoned us for everything. We need, you know what I'm saying, to try to obtain, not just trying to obtain Jannatul Firdaus, but trying to obtain Allah's pleasure, and He puts us swiftly into our place in Jannah. We got to try to be good to each other, treat each other well. You know what I'm saying? Have a good opinion of each other. Not go to sleep with having rancor and discord in our heart for each other. We got to try to forgive each other as well. You know what I'm saying? In seeking Allah Ta'ala's forgiveness, we got to try to forgive each other first. We got to try to forgive each other. You know, so if we wronged each other throughout the year or in life, you know, only thing we can do is ask our brother or our sister for forgiveness. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? We make the effort. If they forgive us, they forgive us. If they don't, they don't. We leave it to Allah, leave them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we deal with our things on Yawm al-Qiyamah. Everyone is not going to forgive their brother or their sister. Some people going to hold that stuff till Yawm al-Qiyamah. You know, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, shadu wa la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. That was my side note. Everyone have a blessed day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.